Bonjourning, Sogmians and Budabs. Today we're going to go through the new lore that's dropped. lore.staratlas.com, link down below. So let's just take a look at it. There's a lot to go through. I'm not going to go through most of it. What we're going to focus on today is of particular interest to me, so I hope it's also an interest to you. The ship manufacturers' configurations and politics side of things. Ships. Because we know there's some big changes coming. Oh, and are you excited for today? Today should be the drop of the new Armstrong ships. Capital-sized Imp, and then you've got the medium Imp Tap and the small Imp Tip. Tip Tap and Imp. Yeah, they're mining dual function, so you can mine and generate resources, or you can consume resources and generate Atlas within Score. Anyway, let's get on to this. So, lore.staratlas.com, loads of info, and it's worth having a quick look through. So, as we know, there's manufacturer politics, so 3 primary Council of Peace factions and 3 minor factions in Star Atlas. Safe and medium risk zones are dominated by Mud Oni Ooster Council factions, and the main ship manufacturers of those, having set up commerce in these zones, have established corporate alignments across the COP. And then gaining access to manufacturer blueprints requires accumulated manufacturer loyalty. All right. This will function like a reputation system. The more loyalty one garners within a manufacturer, the more blueprints they will have access to. Faction alignments. So we've got Pierce, Mud, Busan, Oni, Visus, the Visus Enterprise, belonging to Ooster. All right, have a look through that. You've then got Ogrika Harbours, a joint enterprise between Oni and Ooster, led by the Oni Consortium Punabs. Opal, joint enterprise between Ooster and Mud, but led by Ooster. And Calico, a joint enterprise between Mud and Oni, led by Mud. Then we also have Faction Agnostic. So Fimble, low-cost manufacturer. This is the turd tech, if you will. Predominant in the medium zone. And then we've got Armstrong, an infrastructure-focused manufacturer specialized in mining gear. Has the monopoly in all of the official COP operations. But, so Faction Agnostic for both of those. Then we've also got Fimble BYOS, so build your own ship, and a manufacturer that works for the Jorvik pirates. Yar, it is true. Focused on contraband military tech, it will only support those initiated in the Jorviks. Native to the medium and high-risk zones. Then you've got Fimble Ecos, or ECOS, a manufacturer that works for the Earth-Conscious Ontological Society. Peace, dudes. They only engage with ecos-friendly personnel and focus on creating sustainable vessels, native to the medium and high-risk zones. The Tufa, the legendary manufacturer, often perceived as a myth, produces unique tech based on the legendary Tufa biology. Requires initiation into the Tufa society, native to the deeps of the high-risk zone. And then we also have Rainbow, an experiment of the Photoli species, willing to share a fraction of their technology for those who can prove useful for their agenda. So the Photoli have an agenda. Requires Photoli rep, native to the deeps of the high-risk zone. Now, from previously, Rainbow was supposed to be the most complicated tech available, most complicated, rare, and advanced tech. Looks like Tufa is getting pretty close to those also. Both of those are high-risk zone. All right, then you've got some other summary there from Notion. Now we go on to other faction alignments. Okay. So, Jorvik, faction of outlaws and pirates, plaguing the medium and high-risk zone. They're a plague. Ecos, a faction of radicals who terraform via bombing in the medium high risk. Tufa, they're metagenic stone creatures, the scourge of the cataclysm. and Photoli, an ancient race of light-based creatures and source of extremely advanced tech. So, let's get on to ship configuration. Each ship has... there's a lot of reading here, but, instead of reading it yourself, you can just tune out and listen to the dulcet tones of my voice. Each ship has what is known as the ship configuration that captures its loadout in terms of spec, class, crew stations, components, modules, interiors. Now, before we go any further, there's some news. So today, along with the ships, the mining ships that we're gonna get dropped, there's also the ship specs V2 supposed to be coming out, and that should be a Medium article. Now we have some info here. So basically, I'm just here. I've just loaded up the Explorer, link down below. I've gone onto the Compare tab. Loaded up a few ships to compare. Right. So basically, all of these specs here that we see here, components, pulse, power supply, warp drive, blah blah blah, modules, art gallery, mess hall, those kind of things, and crew. Now these are all subject to change and being changed right now, and we should see the update today, hopefully. So if you've made some financial decisions based on this data, sorry, but everything's subject to change and likely will be. But the general ethos behind each ship will be the same, like a Thimble being the turd tech and Rainbow being the most advanced tech. Right, so from Chipto here, we've got V2 is being released, but not all of it. It's just crew, components, weapons, and modules. We aren't publishing interior specs for all the ships. Interior specs will be updated one by one as each ship finishes up production to avoid us publishing information that will very likely be iterated as we build out the interiors. Again, from Chipto, it will be a very similar to layout to what you have in the marketplace already, except crew, components, weapons, modules have undergone a refresh and all ships are balanced correctly. Some things have new names, there's new crew member types, a new component even, hard points are broken out by fixed and turret. Alright, so lots of changes. Don't get your knickers in a twist just yet. Don't make financial decisions on what you see in this video. Do your own research, okay? Everything's subject to change. And we'll just see what happens. Right, so here we go. So we've got ship classes here. We know the ship classes, or do we? Class 8 here, look. There's a new ship class there that we've not seen before. Somewhere in between Commander and Titan. Some might say that could be like Dreadnought class, maybe. All right, ship specs. So here we have each of the specs here, and then a description of each. Now you can go through those yourself. We basically know what fighters are, bombers are, bounty hunters, but we also have smuggler here. Smuggler ships may have a range of initial manufacturing purposes. Ultimately, have been selected for their speed, range, and ability to blend in while carrying precious cargo, which the owner does not wish to be discovered. Designed to traffic in any and all forms of valuable goods, legal and otherwise. Smugglers range in class from small to large. We've got freighters, refuelers, refuel repair only, salvage ships like the D9. Purpose of recovering valuable parts and materials from derelict vessels and space stations. Rescue, transport, racer, data runner. Now, data runner is an interesting one. Basically, from what we understand, the data runners can go out and explore the maps, the planets, etc., and scan the planets, and the data that they collect will be kind of like an NFT, a token, that they can then sell on the marketplace. Very interesting. Very exciting. And yeah, looking forward to some more information on data runners. So basically, yeah, so maybe like everyone knows where planets are and things like this, but they don't know exactly what's on those planets, what resources there are, things like this. So yeah, you can buy the data token from a data runner. Could be quite interesting there. Multi-role, miner ships, and tow ships. Tow ships, now I think that's the benzene. I may be wrong. Tow ships are specifically manufactured for the purpose of offering assistance to vessels unable to return to port or dry dock facilities under their own power. So they're going to be very useful. And I guess those that are interested in repair, refuel will also be interested in towing as well. We've got crew here. So these are different. So we've got some workstations here. We've got crew slots and the description. So workstations, there's command, there's flight, engineering, medical, scanning, operator, hospitality. These are interesting ones here. Look, we've got chef. We've got the mixologist for making preparation beverages in bars and nightclubs, and entertainer, talented in live and recorded music. All right, very cool. So I guess this is where the bounty bar is going to be focused. NA, okay, interesting. We've got operations foreman, clerical officer, leads all religious, spiritual, and meditation rituals or ceremonies in shrines and chapels on capital class vessels and above. Cultural manager, recreation manager, retail manager. Interesting stuff. Then we've got this NA roaming, hospitality manager, security officer, janitor, a talented and knowledgeable in sanitation, waste disposal, and basic maintenance in restrooms. Very good. And notation. Escape pod authorization. Only crew positions denoted with the asterisks have been given biometric security access to emergency escape pods. So, say that again. Crew positions denoted with an asterisk have been given biometric security access to emergency escape pods. All right, so let's say your ship gets destroyed. I would imagine that all of these here with asterisks would be recoverable. All the others lost. Dead and gone and forgotten. Yes, the graveyard is full of irreplaceable people. So, crew stations. Oh, come on. Oh, just crew stations here. So, I guess that's the workstations, is that? Yeah. So that gives a description. You can go through each of these, maybe pause, I guess. Gives you an idea of the different command stations there. All right, then we go on to components. Power core, warp drive, sub-warp engine. I guess that's impulse. That used to be called impulse engine. Maneuvering thrusters, shield generator, heat sinks, scanner array. Heat sinks is new, isn't it? I can't remember now. I think it is. And variants here. Each of the ship manufacturers have a core component specialty as well as a weakness. The table below captures their variations. Each of the ship manufacturers have a core component specialty. Well, where's? Oh, okay, here's a specialty. Okay. So Pierce is strong in warp drive, but where's its weakness? I'm not getting it yet. I don't know. Anyway, so Pierce, strength in warp drives. Busan, weakness in warp drives. Visus, a strength in hull reinforcement. Calico, weakness in hull reinforcement. Ogrika, they're weak in the warp drive. Opal are strong in the warp drive. Armstrong are weak in their sub-warp engines. Fimble, no strengths, no weaknesses, just generic. BYOS, weakness in hull reinforcement. ECOS, a weakness in subwarp engine. Tufa, now, okay. Tufa are strong in hull reinforcement. Weak in the warp engines. Strong in the subwarp engines. And Rainbow are weak in hull reinforcement. Strong in warp drive and subwarp. And then we got all these as well. Oh, my goodness. Did we... Oh, okay. Sorry. You'll have to go through that yourself to save time. But yeah, just go to lore.staratlas.com, go to core components. And then we've got Floyd Liner. I think this is going to be the free ship. Everything's subject to change, but I think that's free. At least for now it is anyway in the showroom. Hull reinforcement weakness. That's about it. Okay. Let's just check Rainbow and Tufa here. So Tufa have weak scanners, strong subwarp, weak warp, strong hull reinforcement, and Rainbow weak hull reinforcement, strong warp, strong subwarp, weak maneuvering, weak scanners, strong heat sinks. Interesting. So let's go to combat components. So combat components, we've now got fixed hardpoints, turret hardpoints, missile bays, bomb bays, countermeasures. So no longer is it just a weapon hardpoint. It's fixed and turret. Utility components, rescue rig, repair rig. So utility components, these capture the different rigs and ports that allow various utility functions. Utility rigs are not swappable and are largely specific to certain specifications. All right, not swappable here. So we're going to get rescue rigs, repair rigs, refuel rig, salvage rig, mining rig, tow rig, drone port, modules. We've got cargo, fuel, ammo, and passenger. Okay. Commuter accommodation space. Very nice. Interior elements. So we've got the bridge or cockpit. The ready room is a meeting or assembly area for the entire crew. Okay. Conference room, style seating, a table, blah, blah, blah. Right. Mess hall, medical bay, crew quarters, officer quarters, restrooms, tram lift to aid the movement of crew and cargo more efficiently. Engine room, escape pods, cargo hold, smuggler's cache, data rack, recycling facility, mining facility, refinery facility, guest suite, interesting, passenger cabin, restaurant, armory, for the safe and secure storage of personal defense weapons and armor for the ship's security personnel. Okay, very nice. Ship's brig, scanner suite, hangar bay, landing pad, laboratory, specialized workstation or clean room used to develop formulas and blueprints for rare metallurgical alloys, cutting-edge chemical components, prototype manufacturing processes. Okay, very nice for the crafters there. In larger vessels, these spaces are often fitted with powerful workstations, meta-holographic and utility fog displays geared towards applied nanosciences and AI-assisted design, as well as tools and container systems for handling and working with raw materials during development. Interesting. They've got a workshop, I guess, for crafting. Hydroponics bay, tried and true solution to atmosphere replenishment and food production. So help you with food production. A shopping center, an arcade, nice. Theater, bar, nightclub, gymnasium, meta holodeck, designed to offer a widest variety of augmented and virtual reality experiences. A shrine or chapel, library, gallery, arboretum. In the cold, dark void of space, every species has seen the value of bringing a little bit of home with them, plant life, etc. Aquarium, a pool, and a spa. Now, if you take a look at, where are we? So, talking of aquarium, I think the ballad. Let's take a look at the ballad. Here. That looks like an aquarium to me, with some dolphin-type alien, which also looks maybe fairly similar to the actual design of the ship itself. Looks kind of, maybe fish-like, or mammal. Who knows what this dolphin thing is? And if we look at what else was it? Arboretum. Yeah. Jod. This one, I think, has a very... yeah, look. Trees everywhere. Trees and fauna and flora everywhere. Anything else on there? Okay, there you go. Make, spec, and bonuses. So make or spec bonuses. Base stats for ships are derived from the ship class and component module configuration. Given these base stats and a ship's manufacturer or make and specification, multiplicative bonuses are then applied to those base stats based on the following tables. Well, okay. That was a complicated couple of sentences there. But you've got ship make bonuses. Easy to understand. These are different makes, and these are different bonuses that you get. And remember, it's all the way over here as well. You've got all of these. So, okay, let's start with the rating then. Who has the best rating? We've got 46, 46, 46, 47, 49. Okay, 54, 51. So... 47, 49, 51, 54. 47, BIOS, 49, ECOS, something else, and something else. 51, 54. So 2 for 51, Rainbow 54. So Rainbow still does have the highest overall rating, followed by Tufa, followed by ECOS, followed by BIOS. But look, we've got these top three here. We've got Pierce, Busan, Visas. Now they're the faction specific makes. They're strong. They're very strong overall. So I guess they're pretty good. It's kind of like a rock paper scissors, I'd guess, with those. So one's going to be strong against the other's going to be strong against that, and that's going to be strong against that kind of thing. Very good. And then we've got all the rest there for specific tailoring to your requirements and needs. We've got ship spec bonuses. Fighter, bomber, smuggler, blah, blah, blah. Do we have an overall rating? Yes, we do. What we got here? Oh, okay. Yeah. Right. Sorry. So they're all the same. They're all going to add up to the same spec bonuses. They're just, all the numbers are chopped and changed around depending on your ship spec. Okay, so yeah, you're going to have to spend a lot of time on that one, looking through it all. And then, well, that's it. That's it on this category. Now, let me just go over to my notes just to have a look here. Okay, notes. So from Bullet, note which category is swappable and which aren't. Oh yes, thank you, Bullet. Core components are swappable. Combat components are swappable. Utility components are not swappable. Modules are swappable. And interior elements are not swappable. Now, yeah, look, everything's subject to change as per usual, but this is currently what we're understanding. And then also here, this was from the club team leader Ace. Summarized it here for us. There we go. So summarize some of the specs for the different ships here. Obviously, that's not all of the ships, but it's an interesting summary here. So let's take the O-Pod, for example. So the O-Pod now has buffed hull component from medium to large. will inherit downgraded heatsink component to small. Likely will have significant changes to module slots in V2, as there are only 4. May add utility component. This is a great little summary here. Really nice. So yeah, take a screenshot of that and go and thank Ace there. Let's see if we can find Ace. There he is. So twitter.com/StarAtlasAsia. Go and give him a follow and a like for that. And Bullet, twitter.com/oldgvn. If it loads. Well, there you go. Sorry, Bullet. But anyway, go to Bullet, give him a like, follow, and yeah. Both of these guys are top knowledgeable guys within the Star Atlas community. Very glad to have them with us in the club. So take a look through lore.staratlas.com. Go to our Explorer site, link down below, to compare ships. And have a great one. Ciao for now.